Dear brothers and sisters, constant warning. It's coming. It's coming. Nearly here. It's coming. Supersonic speeds. Got GPS aiming towards America. Right? But it's going to tear the shockwave on the whole globe. But it's targeting America. Shockwave. Can't even imagine. Shake all the nations. Because all the nations are complicit in our destruction. But the target is here. Great fear. Strokes. Heart attacks. Paralysis. Shock. Great fear, brothers and sisters. Let's see what it says here. Great fear. Why? Shock is fear also. Because whole reality is turned upside down. Totally lose their balance. Not gonna understand. They can characterize themselves as the good people, God's people. They're God's people, all right. They are God's people. What God are we talking about? The God that Jesus talked about. I said, Satan is God of this world. Satan is God of this world. That means, and Satan said, he said himself, he says, he has for all the nations. He says some of the nations, except just, I got some except America. All the nations are worshiping him. All the nations. America. They try to tell, oh, America's not in Scripture. Bullshit, America's all over Scripture. It's Babylon. Great fear. When the realization comes that God is not coming to help you, he's come to destroy you. That your Jesus is not coming to help you, he's come to destroy you, and all that you've been doing is the works of Satan, as Jesus said. He said, you're not Abraham's, your father is the devil. And his works, what are the works of America? What has been the works of America? Genocide, murder, rape, terror. They terrorized us for hundreds of years. Raped our women. Our children used as game bait. This all of America. They try to say, oh, it's the South. No, bullshit. Harriet Tubman was enslaved in New York. And on top of that, Wall Street was named after a major slave trading center in America. They call it Wall Street, lining slaves up along the walls. And a so-called democracy where the greatest population was up north. So if they wanted to stop this, they could have stopped it. They had the votes, they had the power, they had the presidency, they had the Senate, and they could have stopped it if they wanted to. It was all over the country, all of them are guilty. They're guilty directly, right? And indirectly. Because by their own law, if you accept something you know is stolen, then you just give this person who stole it. If false Israel is just playing out, is giving you what they call a short version of what's your history. False Israel, over there, doing there, just a short history of your history. And you did worse. That's what's going on over there. You're doing exactly as you have done. And then you honor rapists and pedophiles and oppressive terrorists, George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, enslavers, oppressors. You don't maintain slavery without oppression and terror. That's how you maintain slavery of that nature. Terror, oppression. There was oppressors, there were terrorists, and rapists. How many children did Jefferson have raping that woman? Oh, she was a slave. She knew if she resisted, he would tear her ass up with a whip. And you honor these people. You're sick. And now you're going to pay. As I said, now, and it didn't say God's going to judge people. He said he's going to judge the nation that did this to us. So he said, oh, well, we didn't do it. They did in the past. He didn't say he's going to judge the past. He said he's going to judge the nation that did this. So you're part of this nation, right? And plus your democracy, that means your people are responsible for what the government does, aren't they? And still doing it. Have you restored us? Have you repented? Have you restored us? You don't want your damn reparation you can't pay for anyway. It's all stolen money. Repent means to restore, to make whole. You don't steal my money and come and say, I'm sorry, keep the money. You give the money back, that shows you repented. Sick people. And now, consequence. That's what fear is a result of consequence. And now you realize, now we have to pay, and you know what you've done. and you got to pay for all that you've done. 5 years. It's going to be took and compressed into 1 year. God damn. Can you handle it? Oh, it's fear. It's fear. And God, the wrath of God is on your ass. And the wrath of God, and the wrath of the priest, high priest. And here it is. There shall be signs in the sun and the moon and stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations. That's going on right now. All the Europeans and Americans are in distress right now. It's getting worse all the time. The perplexity and the sea and the waves roaring. It means China, India roaring. They're starting to stand up. So now Europeans in trouble, in distress. And see China start saying, hey man, they're stepping up. See? People get exploited. As you have done, such be done to you. Oh, except if you apologize. I didn't say that. Every action has an opposite equal reaction. Only if you don't apologize. That works. If you're done, it'll be done to you. Except if you apologize. That works. That's what it says. You reap what you sow, except you apologize. That's what it says. Farrakhan, Daniel, Israel. Oh boy, you sick people. What you got coming? Right? It says, men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking at those things coming upon the earth, European countries, where the powers of heaven be shaken. In other words, your power in the Middle East is going to be shaken. You're about to be shook out of there. You get ready to go against Iran. Iran's going to tear your ass to pieces. The king of the north, you're going to push at them. You're the king of the south. And so it'll come back here to whirlwind. So make your move. Who are you to tell them what they can do? You can't have a nuclear. Who the F for you? You're sick people. And you have no power. Your power is gone. Your power was dissolved in 2020. The plagues start rolling in. I'm not here to talk about it again tomorrow. These plagues rolling in. They're rolling in. You see some of them now. You just don't understand them yet. They're rolling in. You got your Savior. To make America great again. He said, well, if it's not great again, make it great. When was it great? Trump? Tell me, when was it great? He was raping our women? Using our children as great data bait? Taking a child, a young child, and put him on a rope in the pond where the gators are. And the gator start children that grab the child and start eating them. That's how you. And these niggas about giving you fish bumps and coming on. Oh man, yes you did. Why are you raping our women? You're so sick. And the children that you produce by them, you're going to press your own children. They ain't ours, they're yours. How sick you are. You're sick people. Raped out women. What's wrong with your women? Skanks. I wouldn't want them either. They shouldn't mess with ours. Shouldn't mess with ours. That was a big mistake. That was your worst mistake. See? Shouldn't mess with our women. Now you're going to dictate to the world. No, your power is over. Phantom power. And you're going to find a minute. You're sliding on ice with no power. As soon as you're going to hit something, a rocky road. You'll hit a rocky road. Right? You know, you're driving, got your car, you're driving your BMW, driving the rocky road, all of a sudden you got all these dents and stuff in it, tear the car to pieces. They're going to tear your ass up. Hit that rocky road. A bad mile. Go ahead, make your move. Because you have no power. And once Iran reveals that you have no power, then everybody's going to come down because you made enemies everyone. You stole and ripped off everyone. And you've been fighting amongst yourselves because you're so desperate now you attack your own people. I told you Europe and America be at odds with each other. Here we are. Counterfeit power. You have no power anymore. You're moving on. People up on memory. Oh man, remember America did this. Oh, they can't do it anymore. Look how powerful America is, man. Can your ships? Can your planes control the air? Another plane fell out of the sky yesterday. Can your planes control the air? They have to fly through the air, right? Can your ships control the water? They have to sail in the water, don't they? Who controls that? You don't. For it's written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise. See, what you're operating off of is the 500 years you had to rule. The winter time, you're operating off that. And you're successful because, right? God set you up on that throne. I'll make a new rule on earth. I'll make a rule on earth. He set you up on it. As the king of the winter. Everybody had to submit to you because you knew the winner, they didn't. So you had the wisdom of the winner. But now spring is coming, and that won't work anymore. Or you threaten, I'm going to kick you out. It don't work. You're building this stuff back. This memory. People feel you based on memory. But pretty soon that memory is going to be destroyed. When they see, they already got hints in Vietnam and Afghanistan. But Iran's going to it's going to underscore it. It's going to cross that, dot that I, cross that T. And they're going to see clearly, your ass is grass. You're going to be thrown out of the Middle East. And you're going to be humiliated. They're going to humiliate you. You're not walking out like John Wayne. You're walking out. You're walking out. You're running. You're crawling. Please, begging. If you get caught, it's your ass. You'll be running. Your ass on fire. Please. And you're going to leave the Middle East. You're going to abandon your love child. False Israel. You'll lead them to their fate. Oh, their fate is going to be, it's terrible. That's why you're going to be feeling fear here. Because you're going to see what happens to false Israel in miniature. And you know, it's about to come here full blown. See, because everybody, the whole world is going to see what happened to false Israel. It's going to be published on news everywhere. To the extent that news is available, it's going to be published everywhere. It might be the last news class you get for Armageddon because your whole economy is going to collapse. That's what happened when Iran defeats your ass. The whole economy is going to collapse, Europe and America. Your religious ideology is going to collapse because that falsehood is going to be revealed as a lie. And that's what whole reality is based on. That Sealed Bible and the cornerstone sealed Bible. The cornerstone sealed Bible is who the question, it's not a question, but the cornerstone sealed Bible is the seed of Abraham. And you saying that's false Israel. That's the cornerstone. So whoever the cornerstone, that is the cornerstone, that whoever it is true. And you say, no, that's the cornerstone of the scripture. So if they're going, that means the whole thing collapses down. Cornerstone supports the building, right? Supports the structure. So now your religion is collapsed. Your ideology is collapsed because it's all based on false Israel being true seed Abraham. Your economy collapses because they got control of the oil. So they destroy it, one stroke, they destroy both. Your ideology and your economy. Right there, both. And then your military, that's destroyed because it's exposed as a toothless tiger with no claws. That's a state when you go against Iran. All through the collapse like that. And what does that mean? It means the rise of the true seed Abraham. Because now it comes to who they are. It means you got to attack them. What does that mean? Cannibalism on a scale you can imagine, because the economy has collapsed. Civil disobedience, chaos. On those two things right there. And then the military is exposed, so now all the enemies closing on you. Armageddon, apocalypse. Just go further. Everything's gone. So, and you still trying to apply the root to wisdom, it won't work. That's what Trump. Oh man, we're going to terrorists. We're going to take Greenland, and we're going to take all that. That stuff don't work anymore. It shows you Zelensky, what his name is, Zelensky, whatever. Little mouse up in your face. He yelled in your face. Everybody didn't seem to like it. You're supposed to be a lion. They're supposed to, when you roar, they're supposed to bow down and crawl away. And he stood up and said, no, man, y'all. Ooh, that didn't help you. Little mouse stood back. Little mouse must realize that you don't know. He always said, you're in trouble. You know about me, you're in trouble yourself. These rivers, these oceans you got, who can protect you? Oh, no, don't tell me what can happen in that. Because he's right. Little mouse got in your face and roared. And you start squeaking. What's going to happen in a few days, maybe a few hours. It's written, I will stir the wisdom of the wise. Stuff don't work anymore. Spring coming in. And you don't have the wisdom of spring. It's made of haste. It means you're made for a season. And now the season's over. And now stuff will work anymore. Planes fall out of the sky, political unrest, everything, because it doesn't work anymore. All that stuff you're talking about, you're saying, all that's going to backfire. Like everything else has backfired on your ass. Let's walk through this process quickly. This is a conversation in anticipation of going to war with Iran. I hope you're going to negotiate because it's going to be a lot better for Iran, really. I think they want to get that lead. The only alternative is we have to do something because you can't let another nuclear. I mean, who the hell are you to tell they have nuclear weapon or not? Well, their time is over. Dictating. Donald Trump is threatening Iran's leadership with military action. Are we going to come in? No, okay, go for it. Michael's Angels. What was your military action? See how far I get you. Something's going to happen soon if Trump warns Iran, brother. Yeah, something's going to happen soon. What you think? Meanwhile, Trump doubled out his military action against Iran. When something is going to happen soon. Soon enough. I've written them a letter saying I hope you're going to negotiate because if we have to go in military, it's going to be a terrible thing for them. He said, really? Terrible thing for you. Trump's report the next thing you talk about is Iran. That means it's going to happen soon because he's saying the next great news event is going to be attack on Iran. I can have been clear than that. No talks on the maximum pressure to Tehran rejects Trump's threats. Hey man, you're a toothless tiger. We don't care about your threats. Make them. Top toes prosecutor he had written Iran warning it to open negotiate or face a military attack. Iran says, "If you go for it." Have they communicated mass problem yet? He's their 12th man. If they have, you are definitely in trouble. Iran diplomat said implementing the threat of war against Iran would be very big danger and would turn to widespread fire. Yeah, it's going to cause corruption all over the world. Perhaps. There are two ways Iran can handle military or make a deal. Prefer to make a deal because it's not looking to hurt Iran. Great people. Sick. Sick. Now listen to this from my brothers and sisters. Just listen to this.
Romo, and it is Monday, March 10th. It is 7:01 on the East Coast. Time for the hot topic of the hour. Iran responding to the letter that President Trump told me he sent to the Ayatollah, calling for nuclear negotiations. The Iranian Supreme Leader responding to my interview with President Trump, accusing the U.S. of trying to bully Tehran and impose their own expectations, and that it will, quote, not negotiate with the White House. Here's what the president told me on Sunday Morning Futures. There are reports now that Russia says it will help the United States negotiate a nuclear deal with Iran. What kind of a deal with Iran do you want to do? You said they cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, well, there are two ways Iran can be handled, militarily or you make a deal. I would prefer to make a deal because I'm not looking to hurt Iran. They're great people. I know so many Iranians from this country.
Well, not the leadership.
No, not the leadership.
The people.
They're very evil people. No, but the people of Iran are great people. But they had a tough regime, and they'd meet and they'd be shot in the streets. I mean, it was a tough deal. But I would rather negotiate a deal. I'm not sure that everybody agrees with me, but we can make a deal that would be just as good as if you won militarily. But the time is happening now. The time is coming up. Something's going to happen one way or the other. I hope that Iran, and I've written them a letter saying, I hope you're going to negotiate, because if we have to go in militarily, it's going to be a terrible thing for them.
You wrote a letter to the Khomeini?
Yes.
When did you send the letter?
Yesterday.
And you said you better negotiate, or we want you to negotiate?
I didn't say you better. I said I hope you're going to negotiate, because it's going to be a lot better for Iran. And I think they want to get that letter. The other alternative is we have to do something, because you can't let them have a nuclear weapon.
Liz Peek, it was almost immediately, as soon as President Trump made that remark during my interview, the Ayatollah Khomeini responds on X, okay? And he writes this: Iran's Supreme Leader, in an apparent response to Trump's call, says the insistence of some bullying governments on negotiations is not aimed at resolving issues, but rather at asserting dominance and imposing their demands. The Islamic Republic of Iran will certainly not accept their demands, is what Ayatollah wrote in a post on X. Your reaction?
Yeah, my reaction is that the Ayatollahs are on their back foot. Their proxies, Hezbollah, Hamas, etc., have been seriously destroyed by Israel. And so if there's a deal to be made, it is now, Maria, because you know and I know that President Trump will reinforce the sanctions that Joe Biden basically removed. He didn't remove them; he just didn't enforce them.
That's right.
And Trump can really make life difficult for Iran and for the regime. So I think this is just, for public relations purposes. The people of Iran are very restive right now. They see their money going to all these proxy wars that are not working for them. So I think it's probably a very opportune time for Trump to step in there, and kudos to him for doing that.
And I understand that the people of Iran love President Trump, and he loves them back. He had very, very positive comments, as you just heard, about the people of Iran. They are the victims. And I want to know if the U.S. would support Israel knocking out Iran's nuclear capability. I mean, Israel cut off Gaza's electricity supply now to pressure Hamas into releasing the remaining hostages. And I asked President Trump in my exclusive about the devastating conditions that the hostages face. Remember, President Trump met with the hostages last week, the ones that were just released. Watch this.
Can you tell us a little about what they told you about when they were in captivity?
So the question I asked is the level of meanness. I said, how bad were these people? Did some of them come up and offer you bread or offer you something like, where the others aren't watching? Was there anybody there that you thought was like trying to help you? No. They all hated us. I said, nobody said, hey, you're going to get out of this thing soon, don't worry about it. No, it was never said. We all thought we were going to die. I've never seen anything like it, the level of hatred. And they were in a 3-foot-tall tunnel. And
3 feet.
They had no air. They had no anything. They lived like this. One gentleman said he was there, really nice guy. He said he was there for like 500 days or something. They were there for a long period of time. It was really hell.
Are they being tortured?
Essentially, yeah, because the way they're being treated is incredible. I mean, they were telling me stories and I'd rather not say it, but they were telling me stories that were horrible. Man has his broken ribs and they're punching him in the ribs purposely. And there's a level of meanness that it's not even.
So, should we just stop negotiating with them? I mean, they're mocking us.
It's up to Bibi and Israel. They're going to have to do what they want. Look, if you go in, the 24 people are going to be dead. Now, there's a chance that if you go in, they won't die if you do it fast or whatever. But you have 20 out of the 59 people. They gave me a card said 59. I said, "What is this? The hostages?" I said, "Are they all alive?" They said, "No, 24 are alive." I mean, they knew everything. It was 24 people are alive, and they're in bad shape. They said they won't be alive for long.
This is just incredible, Kenny. And the reason that I said should we be not talking to Hamas anymore is because they're mocking the whole process. We still have not gotten all the hostages out. I don't know what Israel is going to do next, but President Trump said something's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think something has to happen, right? This is dragged on and dragged on and dragged on, and Trump has said, "Listen, release them, or there's going to be hell to pay." So
right.
I'm just waiting to see what's next. And the fact that Israel's now turned off electricity to Gaza, and Hamas is saying, "Oh, that's so cruel and mean." Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And so I think something has to happen, and I hope it happens sooner rather than later because it's horrendous what's been happening to these people.
What do you say, Cheryl? Those poor families. My heart goes. I'm praying for those families every day.
Noah Argamani was in the Oval Office last week. She was one of those that was released in the hostage swap, in the deal. And I told you I was going to have tears in my eyes when she was at the joint address to Congress. And I did have tears in my eyes looking at her because all she did as a young woman was go to a music festival, and she was brutally kidnapped and finally was able to come home. But so many were not, that did not come home, or they came home in coffins. And I want to remind everyone, just look at the video of the Palestinian people that were celebrating around the coffins of Shiri Bibas and her 2 young children and another elderly hostage who came home in coffins. Oh, by the way, the first coffin wasn't even of Shiri Bibas. It was a Palestinian woman. Then they had to turn around and send the right body. These people are disgusting, and it's not just Hamas, Maria. It is the Palestinian people. How can you be sympathetic anymore to this?
Yeah, and it's what I was referring to, when I said mocking. I mean, they have everybody in the town watching them bring over the coffins. I mean, it's so dreadful. I just can't imagine that Israel is not going to move. We'll see. President Trump says something's going to happen. He wrote the Ayatollah Khomeini a letter to stop the nuclear ambitions and stop raising money to help these proxies. We'll see where this goes next.
Cut off their oil.
Yeah.
Cut off their oil
that's
exports.
What President Trump did, and he returned the maximum pressure. But Joe Biden ignored the sanctions, as Liz just said. Spot on.
Yeah.
We're just getting started this hour. We've got a lot coming out. We're going to slip in a short break.
See how sick that is? I mean, ooh, man, damn. These people are sick. That's why, yeah, dumbass Ishmael. They are people, man. We love everybody. We don't care what their skin color, whatever. These people are sick. See? Oh, no mention of what they've been doing for 76 years over there. How many children they killed, bombed to death, and how many starved to death over there, and they're starving right now because they cut off food and everything over there? People are sick. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Sick. Sick. I'm defending the Palestinians because part of what's going on over there is a consequence of what they did to us. So they feel some of what they did to us. But that's beside the point. The devils are sick. Sick to the core. It was all the way around. And it was them doing that to the Israel. Oh man, they be up in arms. Oh man, look what they're doing to us, man. I mean, you see it right there. They took and they got some hostages. But the men, we feel so sorry for them and everything. What about the 80, 90,000 children just blew to pieces? And the thing, they were shooting these kids, and they said you couldn't have any weapons, right? And for years, when they protest, they were shooting their children in the head. Snipers. This is documented. Anyway, I ain't talking. The thing is, every day the mass delays. But let me talk about. I'm gonna do a redux of yesterday because it seemed like we had some kind of audio problem. I'm double checking. Double checking here. Okay. I'm gonna get to my main point, but let's talk about the Levites for a minute. What's going on right now is mostly about the Levites. Tribulation about the Levites. That's not going through the Levites. Shabbat's not going through that. The Levites going through that. There's with Elijah. He said if the worst had done in Sodom and Gomorrah had been done to what works had done here, if it was in Sodom and Gomorrah would have repented. It's like a hint, like they may not repent. Because they got death, but they don't care about each other. They don't care about their own people. They don't care about their children. They don't care about their women. They don't. Because look at it. Then the all these guys, if they're not demons, they're Levites, and they're out there deceiving people. Ishmael, Elijah's son, all the clowns are deceiving their own people. Stealing their own people's vision. They don't care about it. And the leaders, they don't care either. Because they've been told clearly, there's leaders set up. It says 3 leaders. They don't give a damn either. Because they were told, so this is what your people, this condition that people are in. And this is what they have to go through. And they need somebody to lead them. And they sit back, oh, okay. Like you tell Noah, Noah, flood's coming. Oh, really? Okay. Then he waits till the flood comes to build an ark. What kind of shit is that? They don't care. Because if they care about their people, they're on the case 24/7 preparing, because do everything they could to get their people through, because they clearly they give a total roadmap what's going to happen. When they're not prepared, they don't care about themselves, they don't care about their women, they don't care about you, don't care anything. Because they did, it'd be 100%. They can't say, I'm not setting an example. And I'm probably setting an example for them. The elect don't need it. See? When I got the angel, at the point in time of the angel, like I said, I was rolling the dough. My children was very small at the time. I had small children. In fact, 1990, one of my children was 2 years old and 2 years old. Actually, no, I got it in 1980, so he was actually 1 year old. My children was small. And I gave 100%. Still giving 100%. Because I understood what it was at stake here, especially because of these sisters. I don't care the Levite sisters or angels, because the Levite sisters, they help save the nation too. They gave birth to Shabbat's children. 100%, and I've been through it. Got 3 years on Demon Island because of Levites. I've been through a jab and everything's happened to me. I'm still fighting. 100%. Because I understand what's at stake. I'm still fighting now. Because I know what's at stake. See? But their leaders don't give a damn. They're waiting to see, when the flood comes, the flood's coming now, let's build this ark. Personally, I don't think the Levites going to make it. I don't think they're going to make it. There's a question about that. I don't think they're going to make it. Who's going to lead them? They don't care about their own people. They don't care about themselves. They did. They've been totally committed, 100%. They told exactly what. When you tell Noah it's going to be a calamity, you tell him, well, first of all, you don't know what kind of calamity it's going to be, because how you need to know prepare. It's going to be fire, it's going to be a storm, it's going to be what? Or it's going to be a flood, okay? So Levi started, okay, what's the calamity? It's going to be mind war. Here's the weapons you need. Here's the battlefield. They ain't in the battlefield, I'm looking. Still, haven't prepared a damn thing. Have no idea what's going on. They talk about that. They say there's a tree that don't bear no fruit. They cut it down. Throw it into the fire. Just burn them up. Because they don't care. These are the leaders. And then the other ones, right? Look at the work was done. The God came here. God came here. It's been more than 3.5 years in this hellhole. Raised Elijah. Elijah went to prison and everything else. Stand for the Levites. And the minute he's gone, they pretty much tell him to kiss their ass. Because I was there. Day before, hey, praise the Lord, Elijah Muhammad. Mr. Kiss my ass, man, he wasn't no damn good. That's what they were saying. That's what some son was saying. Farrakhan was saying it too. He jumped out into the demon's boat. It was clear he's a damn demon. Father's a devil. He didn't hide it. These Levites. They made life so mad. The scripture said he wanted to kill him. I don't think they're going to make it. They don't have any leadership. Because if they had leadership that cared about them, they'd be 100%. They've been on this case, man. They've got that angel down. They had it down by now. Ready to go on the battlefield. One thing seems bullshit at me. Get in my way. I gotta keep ducking. They can't see shoot any shoot at me. I gotta keep ducking their bullets. Watch what they're doing. We're in the battlefield. It's their people at stake. Because I'm not going to be here. I mean, somebody want to stay home. No, I'm not going to do it. And somebody said, man, well, if they're in such trouble, why don't you it's going to be system stuff. Yeah, it's going to be system stuff there, but they got to do it themselves. I'm not going to do it. But they're going to make it. That's on them. I don't think they're going to make it because I don't see any signs whatsoever. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about their own children. They don't care about their own women. But they're really be on the battlefield, kicking ass. You just stand the angel. It's like you load them up with ammunition and everything else. And they got bombs, they got bullets, they got mines, everything. And we're out to the pea shooter. What are we do next? What's happening? I told him, say no game. And the last hope was Suleiman, and he said, he pretty much just said, heck with that, man. Because see, that's the whole thing. He said in Job, he said, he's got it up. He said, man, he told the master, I said, man, don't waste time with them, man. It's a waste time. They're going to repent and just move on. He gave up. He's been in the battlefield with all his knowledge and everything they've been given. They said in the bleachers, man, I don't know who's playing. What's going on? They don't children at stake. They don't women at stake. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. No. It's obvious. Nobody came to me and said, here's an angel. Nobody came and said, you got to do this. You told me I got to be thrown in prison. Nobody standing on my shoulder. Nobody supporting me. Nobody's giving me any money. Nobody doing anything. See, I set the example because I understood what at stake, and I went and got on the battlefield, and I've been fighting for 30-some years. Every day. There's one period I was down for about a week or so. I still don't understand what that was all about. I just couldn't move. But all the while, I was still thinking. I could think, I just couldn't move. So it's time of unprecedented trouble. It's like, it's fight night. World champion. And you ain't been out there training nothing. Your time to get in the ring, say, who's that guy getting in the ring? What the hell? You supposed to be the one thing. You're supposed to just fight. Me? Why don't you get in the ring and fight for me? I'm not going to do it. So what I see right now, unless somebody step up, because I will have control of NOI pretty soon. Unless somebody's in there, Levi's lost. Because I don't see any leadership right now that's going to get them anywhere. Nowhere. How can they get them anywhere? They don't know. How you got somebody when you don't even know how to get there yourself? How can you do it? Can't. How can you lead? You understand what I'm saying? You gotta know the terrain, you gotta know what's going on. You don't know. Unprecedented trouble. I try to give all kinds of ideas of what to expect. There's no evidence. I don't care what the scientists say. I don't believe it. Well, they don't actually say they're going to make it. There's no statement saying they're actually going to make it. Because it says right there, it says, there's a whole statement I showed last week, I believe it says, they didn't make it. The question was, will they repent or not? Don't repent, they get burned up. We're now in America. And their own people tell them to stay here. Their own people tell them to stay here. I ain't talking Farrakhan. I'm talking those with Farrakhan's own people tell me, yeah, stay here, we stay here. And all these clowns out here, the Levites, they got all this bullshit out here. Hey, all of them. None of them talking about division. Going home. None of them. They got a death wish. I don't know what's with these Levites. And right now, I don't trust them. Because if they can't handle this, remember the last war that we had to fight with the king of Levites. How we know these Levites don't betray us and turn us when that war happens? Because they don't show any loyalty right now. They don't show any inspiration right now. No leadership right now. They don't show any courage right now. So how we know if they're sitting in the cut like this, I was going up, right? And when that actually will come down, they turn on us. That would never happen because they don't show anything right now. I ain't seen anything. And they lie, make up stuff, and scripture tell you all liars will be thrown in the lake for all liars. That's the Levites. The time, the day of reckoning has come. It tells you clearly the Lamb is taken out of here. He's elect. They're left behind. They got to go to tribulation. It says the last act. What does for him, he separated demons from him. Then that's the last thing he does for him. The only thing Master Muhammad does for him is he provides food for him while they're going. That's it. The rest of it, they got to do it. And I don't see it. I don't see it. They lead their own children, their women, everything into destruction. Because they have plenty of time to build, and they're not prepared. They're not prepared at all. Nowhere near it. And they have plenty of time to be prepared. 2 or 3 or 4 years, you can have a college education. And the basic fundamental things that you need to know, you don't know. You need to know the force and you need to know the pressure. You need those 2 things I told you, that's the basis of what the angel is based on. Use those two primary mathematical or physics or science, whatever you want to call it, the principles that govern what's happening to the angel. Those 2 things, though, is force and pressure. I keep trying to explain the angel in terms of force and pressure. If you understand force, you start understanding that's what's based on that. That's the mathematics, basic mathematics on the angel. So you have to understand that to start understanding the angel. And they don't understand that. Make up stuff. Force and pressure. Force, pressure. Vectors is force. These vectors show that people righteous, they're under the influence of vectors from the devils. Causing about pressure. You don't understand it. Those easy principles to understand. You don't understand it. Why? No. The only thing right now, the only hope the Levites have right now is that when I take control of NOI, well, that will happen. Is that I find someone here that can step up and make that happen. Otherwise, they're lost. And it will be missed because nothing in that ark shows that they're required. I told you, it's based on two sides, analytical and spatial. You got that. You got the here. That's the analytical. That's spatial. We can work everything out from there. You got the God. You got the high priest. You don't need anything else. You have Elijah. Elijah threatened you. He told you if you don't come across, he said, God can take rocks and turn them into souls. Elijah promised, if you don't step up, right, then he'll get Allah will give other people that's not Levites to build a nation from. So he said, you take out the rocks. He says, if you don't step up, you just take rocks and turn them into souls. So there's a big question about these Levites. After all that Elijah did, they spin on the next day and follow a damn demon. For 40-some years. That's these Levites. I told you, you do anagram on that, right? Evil. That was, right? Break your legs down. EVIL. Put the L after the I. Evil. Set evil. Evil set. So I've done everything I could. They got Elijah. 40-some years. Then you got the leadership. Over 4 years. God came here for 3.5 years. You got the high priest been teaching over 4 years. Constant. All kinds of information. They still don't get it. Nowhere. Understand? You haven't brought one verse. Not one. Not one. And they can't understand pressure and force. And factors. Which you need to understand those principles to begin to understand the mass behind the angel. Understand it. What the hell are they doing? And so the whole nation depends on them. They don't give a fuck about their nation. About their women, their children. That's the bottom line. You're telling them lying. Because if you do, that means you'll be on top of this by now. Nobody's telling me to do this. I got on top of it. Nobody's telling me. Nobody's pushing me. Nobody's standing on my shoulder. I made sacrifices, everything. It's the example. So I can say, well, I set the example. I don't have an education. They may have probably more education I got. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. I don't get up on Levites. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. At this point, this is a waste of time. Because then you're ready. So why I'm wasting more time on something? It's not, after all this time, waste time. It's totally waste time. Well, I'm sure that tree is cut down. They didn't produce a goddamn thing. Nothing. one verse, you understand the basic principles, force, pressure, vectors, underlying mathematics behind it. Nothing. One, brothers and sisters. I've done my part. Never can't say I didn't do my part. I stepped up when God turned it back on. I turned back, I stepped up. Said, no, don't bring that tree down yet. And put more fertilizer on it. She was dead. These are emotional things. That's a fact. Tell me wrong. Show me wrong. Break down the angel. Tell me that you mastered vectors, force. Because that's if you don't have that, you know that you can't understand the angel. Now repeat what I said. Show me an example. That's something I repeat. That's something I said. You can't. It's on the case, serious. You just locked down years ago. Be fired up. I'm fired up. And nobody's telling me how to do this. I want to talk about these servants, brothers and sisters. Let me, I gotta get something. My voice is going. Hold on for a second, brothers and sisters. One more thing about the Levites, in Jonah, it was very revealing about that. Because see, the reason why Jonah didn't want to go talk to him, because he was dealing how they did with Elijah. He was not only mentally upset about it, he was mostly upset about it. Because he looked like Elijah, like it's a father to him. Elijah's like a father to me. Because I'm going around and I'm looking, studying. He's the first time I met a black person that wasn't afraid, and was a thinker. And that was amazing, because I never met anybody like that. I went looking for him. I found him. He was more than I anticipated. I stuck with him. I gave 100%. I was homeless and everything else. I still stuck with him. And then I saw what they did to him. It was like doing my own father. Where they badmouthed him after he left. They turned on him. really upset about that. I'm lucky I'm not in jail, maybe because I was about to commit suicide, homicide, kill someone. I was really upset about that, what he did. It was like overnight, my brother at the time, he was a minister in Indiana. He went off, blaming lies for everything. Oh, I got all these kids because God made you have all those kids. I mean, he was sick. But I don't want to go preach to them. They're a waste of time, man. He was upset about it. At that time, the guy said, no, come on, let me work with him a little more. Man, you waste your time with these people. How could they walk around Elijah after all of that? Man, with the prison for him and everything else. Suffering. He was on the run for 7 years. And they turned him like on a dime. I said, F these people, man. That's what I was feeling at the time. And so I refused. I said, man, I ain't going to tell them a damn thing, man. Help with them. Then I spent 3 years on Demon Island because of it. And that's what I went and told him, okay, I'll go and tell him. And then and I was right, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything yet. I'm telling you, that's one time in my life a couple times in my life I got into an emotional thing. This is after learning angel. I mean, not learning angel, sorry, excuse me. About getting the 5 pills, because without those 5 pills, I was a hound dog, boy. I was always in somebody's behind, kicking somebody's behind about something. I was terrible. Cause I ain't taking no crap from anybody. You look at me wrong, I'm dead in your stuff. It was crazy because I was really small. Like I'm small. My wife, she's small, right? I was smaller than her when I was in the Nation of Islam, when the mess was around. I must have weighed about 100, maybe 20 pounds, maybe 130 pounds. I can't even get into that suit anymore. I still got it. I can't even get into it. I was really small. And I couldn't box for nothing. I didn't know how to box. But I know how to fight. The biggest difference. I ain't taking crap from anybody. Right? I jump out of cars on people. Cut me off. I was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I got those 5 pills and that got me, got myself under emotional control. But then after I saw what happened to Elijah, that emotion started building up and blew up again. I said, man, what the hell is wrong with these people? How can they do that? After what he did, on a dime. A week didn't even pass. I went ahead and did, after 3 years on Demon Island, I came to you, I went ahead and every now and then the emotions bubble up, especially when it comes to these sisters. Because I just cannot understand how these brothers, knowing what they did to our women, on the goddamn battlefield fighting like the Hulk or something, 24/7. Get in there back, hey man, fix my dinner. Open them legs. You're vulgar, but that's what you're all about. That's all you want. Food and sex. And that's it. That's why I respect your ass. You don't make babies and you want to take care of them. These Levites. I ain't saying you're sinful. I ain't accuse you like, I'm just saying you don't seem to give a damn about yourself. Because I see you did Elijah. That's not accusing you. That's a fact. That's something you did. I saw it. And then when you know the facts, you should be stepping up. If not for anybody, stepping for your women. If you know what they did to your women, you should be on the battlefield. When I shouldn't have to tell you. So apparently there's some that are going to be in the battlefield that says, Son of man, when you wear your people be ready. What are they talking about? They talking about the elect? He said, your people be ready. We're talking about the elect, we're talking about Levites. That's a good question, ain't it? Okay. We'll see. See what happens. Maybe there's some brothers in their eye. Right? Because it said there's some over there that ain't with Farrakhan that's over there. We haven't heard this message or nothing. Something. Maybe they'll step up and get their people through the tribulation. Because the leadership that's already there, they ain't going to do it. They haven't done it. They're prepared to do it. Okay, let's go back to this. I talked about the creation. And I'm trying to bring everything to a comprehensive, understand who's who. Because the thing is, it's all confusing. Because the way you've been taught, it's all confusing, it's all wrong. You understand, you get lost in the words and the terms, all that kind of stuff. Because when they say, they tell you, a Muslim is someone in submission to the will of Allah. Then you say, well, who's this submission to the will of Allah? That's a Muslim. I don't care what language they're in, what country they're in, what color they're in, whatever. If they're submission to the will of Allah, that's where the Muslim is. So you got to find out, where's the will of Allah? Now, the will of Allah changes depending on the season. So you say, what's the will of Allah? So what was the will of Allah for the interpretation period of the last 5 years? It tells you the will of Allah is Adam person's will. You're supposed to submit to Adam. But Adam was trying to make Mr. shed blood. But he was doing the will of Allah. So Adam was a Muslim. Until he became unjust. That means he's touched that tree. See, that's clear. That's mathematics. If you think mathematical. But they, oh man, you go to the sewer land with that, they cut your hair off 3 times. Cut off, so back and cut off again. And the ones that don't submit, they're a jinn. And that wasn't Sunni. I ain't submitting to Adam. You see how stuff all backwards, all confusing? The Christians, they were the Muslim. And so-called Muslims, they were the jinn. There was in rebellion. That's why I got switched around. That's why I was so confused. Oh, there's a whole human race, all this bullshit. We look down on, or look at niggas, you know. We were the Muslim. Because we just submit to Allah. Those are submitted. If that's what you say, that's what a Muslim is, someone who's in submission to the will of Allah. And you just were. But they didn't know anything. I was taught to think. I'm not going into details about that, brother and sister. But the point is, during that winter season, they was doing the will of Allah. And the unjust, what you get judged for is what you do unjustly. And so their adjustment comes in the plagues and everything because it says it in chapter 18, right? The plagues come in because they're unjust acts. Unjust acts. They get to us, our cause. And so we're talking about the servants. Al-ha-dimun. Demon. It's almost like demon, right? Oh, that's interesting. Every tree which does not produce good fruit should be cut down and cast in the fire. Not just cut down, but thrown in the fire. Worthless. That's the threat. Why do you think they put that there? Well, they put it there because there were some trees that weren't producing anything. Who's those trees? Let's make man our likeness and our image. Let him be dominion over the fishes, read this carefully, because know you haven't paid attention to this, brothers and sisters. God said, let's make man in our image, after our likeness. They're going to be just like us. Image and likeness. Like us. Be God's too. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, over all the earth, over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. The created man God's own image, and in the image of God created him, him, male and female. That's a turn away from the Old Testament. That's a turn away from the sealed Bible and the Quran, because here both are created. So it tells you that was old ideas. And when you read this, this is the last 500 years or 6,000 years. That's what people are right now. So this is happening right now. So who is this happening to? Somebody's going through this process right now. All you got to do is break down the angel, break down the Genesis, and the last 5 years, it's people are right now. And this would be the process. This would be the result of the process they have to be going through. A 500-year process. They double down here. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth, subdue it, have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl, and every living thing from the earth. Okay? And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed was upon the face of the earth, and every tree, and which is fruit of the tree, yielding fruit, see, so you shall be for meat. And every beast of the earth, and every fowl in the air, and everything that creeps upon the earth, where there is life. I have given every, so it was, if you read this carefully, understand it. Who are these people that's going through this process are going to be gods, and they're going to subdue the earth. That means, see, because right now, if you look around, what are they talking about? They're talking about an ecological system. See, all this is our body. All the biological system, all came from us. It's part of our body. So in other words, we don't, it's like the male and the female, right? At one time there was a being, he did both. That being produced both. He reproduces itself. They're both. But now, you have a female does one part and the male does one part, other part. So the man has strength, one has beauty, right? But, right? So the thing is, one time we had to produce, like at one time, initially, right, we produce oxygen and carbon dioxide. But now, we breathe out carbon dioxide, plants breathe in carbon dioxide, it's a direct relationship. Because now we let plants do that, so we don't have to anymore. It says, from one being all life came. That means all that was in us. I'm going to leave it there. I talked about this in the past, I'm not going to go reiterate all that over again. So the bottom line is, but everything's in the wild. See, the plant life, the trees, forests, all that's in the wild right now. Animals are all in the wild. Because that's how we produce everything. It's like, you take how you build a house. After you build it, then you go in, you fixtures, you beautify everything else. See? So the thing is, we produce all this stuff, but it's all in the wild. That's creation. So first start little things, right? And more complex. So you got the most complex being altogether, which is Adam. That's the end of the creation. And they're all sort of function, they're all servants, but they're all in the wild. See, we don't have control of Adam yet. We don't have control of the lions. We don't have control. They fear us. We can kill them. We don't have control. They're not tame. They're wild. The trees are wild. They just grow. The bees are wild. Everything just does what it fits in it, but it's still wild. The creation is still wild. You understand? It's telling right here that once we become gods, we're going to bring the creation under control. Not electronic control. Like they're trying to be robots. I explain that. They're trying to bring in electronic, because they know they cannot survive this biological. They have to destroy it. They come in the electronic world. I'm not going to go into that. Maybe I may later. But that's what we're seeing now. We're going to bring it total, tame everything. That's what's telling right here. Bring it all under control. See, because that's in the hereafter, we have everything under control, and that's what makes it so beautiful. You're in control. Nothing wild anymore. Everything obeys us. See? They could domesticate the dog, right? Everything be decimated. Just, now I can't even speak, can't say the word right. Domesticated. What mean wild animals? Wow, because if you understand how pressure and energy waves, like I try to explain to you, you understand the process. Because now we get more energy. That means Earth, during energy deprivation, the Earth was under energy deprivation because no energy here, right? So we start having deserts and stuff like that, right? Because land wasn't producing. It wasn't producing that much. Then you have Adam to control the stuff that was producing, and then, that brings in capitalism and democracy and all that stuff, right? That's the wisdom of that in the spring. Well, now we're going more energized. So now all that, Earth has so much energy, the desert's going to go away. We're going to help that. We're going to blow the sand away, but everything's going to produce. There's going to be so much food everywhere. Be so much, and the thing is, animals, right? So the animals going to multiply. It says it right there. The only reason why God destroyed the nation right away, because animals and everything. I should have printed that. Will overtake us because there'll be so many of them because there's so much food and everything else. The insects and everything else. They'll overtake us. So that's why we have to get control of it. It takes time for us to get control of all of it. So therefore, we don't. For us just go up someplace, because we control the bees. We say, okay, only pollinate over here. Bottom line, right? And so forth. So we control the quality of energy. We control the quantity. We control the quality. So we have to keep animals under control so they don't overcome us. Don't be too many of them. Too many lions, too many this, whatever. And then we domesticate them so they submit to us. They tame. That's why I said the lion will lie down with the serpent or whatever. If they tell you, they'll be tamed. We have to tame them. That's what it's all about. Be tamed. That's what it says. Once we God's, but how do we do it? How do we do it? See, because before we had the angels, we had the gods and we had the angels. It tells you, that's what it says. It begins, it says, God told the angels to submit. So you had gods, the angels were servants of the gods. Then you had the animals. And, and the animals, tree life, all that kind of stuff, right? Anything less than human. So the human was into two parts. Angels and gods. Right? But now the angels are being upgraded to gods. See? But then, like I said, the most complex being we put, the last one, the finished creation, was a beast that speaks. So it's half human, half beast. That's why it's called beast, mankind, kind of man. But it says, I raise a beast that will speak to you. So it's a composite of both. Hybrid, if you will. Both. Beast. You know how these devils, they love animals. They want to domesticate pigs, monkeys, everything. Because that's building their nature, because they're beasts. You see? But they mixed. They communicate, we communicate with them, because we can't communicate with a giraffe, we can't communicate with an ape. We communicate with them. And they'll be able to communicate with the beast. You understand? Because it's not going to be angels anymore. There's a little more, there's going to be such a thing, archangel. I'm not going over right now as I want to confuse you. Because Master Muhammad is a made guy, he's actually an archangel. That's a whole other subject altogether, brothers and sisters. I'm not going to that today. Right? I don't think you can probably understand anyway. It's not now. So a short here is, right, that you had, I'm not saying I'm not God, I'm just putting this here, right? The gods, right? The angels. Here's the devil's a between human and the beast right here. All this turned off because our genes, we possess, the original people possess all the genes, all this. And the devils tell you, they said we got, only most of our genes are turned off. They said they're not active because we turn them off. Because once we put bees out there and trees, we don't need deer anymore. So we turn it off. And now they're out there in the wild doing what we used to do ourselves. Right? Okay, so here we go right here. And what I'm saying is, the last one we put was this right here, the servant. Let me see if I can make this larger so you can maybe see a little better. Check my sound here. It says creation. By the way, actually, you'll need to see me. What happened? Oh, nope. Oh. So up top here, right? This is the God, all this turned off. You got the angels, right? Here, they still have, the angels had the God side too, but the energy was split between the two. In other words, say for instance, you get 1,000 units of energy per day, right? Okay, the God, all that's on the brain. But angels, they split it between two, so they got 500. So they're not as powerful as God. They still had the attribute. If they didn't have the attribute, they could not be changed. This is not going to happen where it says, I'm going to upgrade them to gods. They have to have the attribute to be able to do that. It just wasn't turned on. I mean, it wasn't, it was there, but because they had both attributes active. So in other words, when we're here, where I was active, we had the power because it was spread upon all the attributes. But now they turned off. All that power is just in the mental. So he's wise than everybody else. But here, when he's an angel, he had the power spread between both, the God and here. So it's not as powerful as that because he got 500 here, 500 here. This got 1,000 in one place. If you understand that. So we turn all this off. So all the energy was just for this. And all this turned off, so energy just for these two. But then this gets converted to over here. But then what you have then is that I'll show you, I don't know if I have the next slide. Anyway, the bottom line is that you took this and you made this a servant. Right? So what happens is that this is between man and beast. But it won't be an angel anymore, but this will be this will be one that communicate with the beast. This is the one we will use to commit, to force, to take and domesticate, if you will, all the rest of the beasts, get all control of everything, the whole environment. We use that one to do it. That's Adam. See? Not all Adam, specific ones. That's why it says that. Let me try to take a minute to explain this. It says that when the Armageddon goes, it says when they're defeated, it says they'll be taken captive in all the nations. Who's taken captive? Because most of them are destroyed. See? And it tells you, and I know you don't understand this, but it tells you, it says, Suleiman was the hope of the Gentiles. He's the hope of the devils. How was that? Okay, you got a class. Remember, they told Adam and those that followed his guidance. Right? So that wasn't right. Now guys would change once Suleiman came on the scene, but he followed that guidance. Right? No fear will come upon it. I don't want to go into too much detail here, brothers and sisters, but the point is that you got a class of them that do follow the commandments. Remember, Adam is declining now. They lost their discipline, they're declining. But you got a class that's holding on to discipline, holding on to 10 commandments. They ain't stealing, they ain't killing, they ain't oppressing anybody. Holding on to 10 commandments. And the 10 commandments, right, that's discipline. And so they have enough discipline. Discipline times energy equals power. So they have enough discipline to create enough power. That power is protect them, right? Because that's like their 5 pillars. Their power is enough to protect them when Armageddon. So they can survive Armageddon. Those ones is taken into captivity. Those ones taken into captivity. See? They're Christians, but they obey the 10 commandments. They give enough discipline, empower them to survive the Armageddon, and they're the ones taken into captivity because everybody else is destroyed. They're the ones that be enslaved forever. Because like I said, they only own themselves because they're the product. Even though that's the case, they're still the product of America stolen. We were stolen, everything. So there's not, I don't know if I'm going to go into that too deeply here, brothers and sisters, but they don't own themselves anymore. They belong to us. And so they're in total submission to us, and they're the ones that we use to bring the biological system in attainment. Because now we're gods now, so they take the place of, they're not angels, take the place of other angels, and they take all, we use them to subdue the creation. Also, they're our personal servants also. Okay? Because part of the reason why the Quran in the Bible puts a woman a lower level, because once we enter deprivation, somebody, we had to worry about that when we was home. Because we had angels doing that kind of stuff, right? Well, I don't get too complicated here, brothers and sisters, because we're talking about mixing the Shabbats and the Levites together. So let me put another way, because I don't want to go and try to separate that and break it out at this point. But the bottom line is that if we got energy deprivation, right? Somebody had to do all the manual stuff, do the cooking. We don't have service anymore. Do the cooking, do the clothes, all this kind of stuff. So they push the women to that. So well, you do that, and the men do the fighting. See? So in that paradigm, the woman's a degree lower than the man because he's to be in control. She had to submit to him because somebody's had to do cooking, somebody had to take care of the babies, have all that kind of stuff. That's a product of energy deprivation. You don't have that situation when you get home. You have servants to do all that stuff. The women will not have to worry about that kind of stuff. You have servants to do your cooking, take care of your children, all that kind of stuff. See? That's part of where that came from. Because energy deprivation period, somebody had to do that. So okay, we had the strength. So you do that, and we do the stuff, fighting all that kind of stuff until we actually got the Holocaust. And that was a whole different story altogether. You understand what I'm saying? So now we have a service to do all that. That's why it being male and female, they're both gods, and the woman's free from doing that stuff, the man's free from doing that stuff. You have service to get all your needs. So you can devote all your time into thinking, evolving, upgrading, beauty, strength, because all those things be taken care of. In the whole biology, we need lawnmowers. Because certain animals do that. But we need Adam, right? Because he can communicate with them, but we communicate with him. With them. They won't be able to speak out mathematical language because we're gods, and they're not. So we have to speak. We have to have. They have a language. We speak their language. They can't speak ours. And they can also relate to the animal world, the biological world. We understand, brothers and sisters. That's why I said it's done. The creation is finished. And now we go into the hereafter, where everything's under total control. Animals ain't killing each other anymore. It says with the how you said the lion will lie down with the serpent and with the lamb or whatever, because they won't fight each other anymore. They'd be all tame. The children could play with a lion. That's what Scripture tells you. That's a fact. Because we have all tamed at that time. And we use Adam to do it, because they love beasts. And see, another thing about Adam, remember, they'd be more powerful than us. Because remember, they have more energy. We require more energy than they do. So that means they have more excess energy. And we're going to force them to have discipline. That means they have a lot of power. But the point is, isn't a gorilla more strong than we? And their sense of power is strength. They got more strength than us, as an elephant does too. But who controls them? So he's going to be more powerful than us physically, but we were more powerful than him mentally. We still control Adam. And we need total submission. And they'd be very powerful, more powerful than angels were. They'd be very powerful. So powerful, they could force the beasts into submission, all the beasts in submission. Be very powerful. More powerful than angels were. But we're controlled and they've been told submission. Okay? That's it. They're the gods. And they're in total submission. I'm just showing wings. They don't have wings. If you understand the biology and everything, we're going to have wings. Right? You see birds, they don't have hands and wings, do they? Because their hands are the wings. Same with fish. And that's no story. But they're in submission. They will control the biological world. Less than human, the animal. And birds and the plant life. You're under control. Like you have a manicured garden. That's what Christ says. You have a manicured garden. How are you going to have that? Somebody, we have lawnmowers. Christ talks about that. Perfectly manicured lawns or whatever. I forget how they say it. Right? Because Adam will be total control. We use Adam to do it, and time to be total submission. Okay? There's a God and goddess, equal. Adam is in submission to the biological system. Quality, male and female. And then submission. The biological system on the total. The children, play with. You have to worry about the children going outside. Nobody's going to mess with them. The snakes won't bite them. They play with them just like they play with little puppies. We ain't going to have them in the house. We ain't going that far. But they won't bother them. There'll be submissions like a little puppy dog. And that's the final creation. That's what Adam was created to do. We got to get rid of the wicked ones. The ones that obey those commandments, they have enough power to survive Armageddon. And then we take them in captivity. They try to make us eternal slaves. And it backfire, because everything we're doing right now is backfiring. Everything he did is backfiring. Everything doing right now, everything Trump's saying, the tariffs and all that kind of stuff, everything he does is going to backfire badly. There's no power anymore. Phantom power. Watch. That's where he goes to Rand, is going to get his ass towed up. Okay, I'm going to talk about a few more things. I'm going to close out, brothers and sisters. Hold on a second. Here. Okay, brothers and sisters, let me talk about a couple of things here. But anyway, the Levites were promised they would be, if they qualified, upgrade to gods. But they first had to repent of the demons. Because Farrakhan's chief demon, Legion. So the demons had to be separated from them. And then there's the tribulation that come together. Hodge. 5 pillars. And make those qualifications. If they survive that, then they could be upgraded. They went to the Holocaust too. And they wouldn't have to go to that if they stuck with Elijah. They did to themselves. They did to themselves. They stuck with Elijah. They received the message of the covenant. Case closed. They did it themselves. So I think they have a death wish. That's what it looks like to me. I just see by Farrakhan is, that's a story all by itself, because how could that happen? Okay, I'm going to explain another, to make you understand, quality pressure. I'm trying to say when pressure contained, pressure contained. See, in other words, for pressure to have a transformative effect on you, it has to be contained. In other words, the change according to a diamond, it's got to be under total pressure. You can't go any place. It's got to be totally isolated, stuck. It has to be totally, totally contained. It have a transformative effect. So in this case right here, you see, everything's contained by, it says it's in a cylinder. So the pressure, fuel, whatever's in there can't get out. So when you take and do this, can't go anyplace else. So the pressure builds. It's not a great graph because it's pink in there, but you understand the position, right? So it's becoming, it means it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter because you put more pressure on it because you're restricting to a lower, putting all this that was down there into here. And sure you can previous. The idea here is that you're taking this here, right? This much liquid here, and pushing it down into here. It's liquid here. There's liquid pushing down to here. So now you got in here twice as much liquid in this small space. That means you build pressure on it. If you're doing, you're pushing this down into here. It'll get hotter and hotter and hotter because the pressure builds. Because so it's transformative. It's changing from just whatever it was before to now it's really hot. Transformed to something really hot, right? Okay, so let's look on. So in this case right here, right, you're pushing this down here, but it's not constrained. You see? So this is what happens. Push it down underwater. Okay? It moves someplace else. So it's not transformative. Oh, wait a minute. I had to make a mistake here previous. Oh, right. Is it like here? Let's say you got it down here. You already got your pressure. You put your pressure down. Now you got all in here like you had in the previous slide, right? We put more pressure on it, right? It doesn't transform anymore because what? It can move out there. It's not constrained. So it's no short. So it stays the state it was because it can move out there. It's not transformative. You understand? So you put something under water, but to keep it locked in the tube, but put it in the water, it's going to come up someplace else. When I said, okay, you're fired. And now, once you're fired, you can't work anyplace else. And that's transformative because now you got to do what they tell you to do. You're going to starve to death. But they say, you fired at Burger King, you go to Popeyes, there's no transformative effect. You just went someplace else. Or you can go someplace else. But if they say you can't work any place, no place. Now they got a transformative type of power. Right? Because they can transform you, and that's what happened to us. That's why we had to be over here inside of America where we had no place to run to, no place to go. That means that the force that held us would be transformative because we had no place to go. So all that pressure on us, and they did it, transform it. It took our name, it took our everything. It was total. It took everything from us, right? And all that pressure is building up. Because no way to express it, no way to let it go. Total control of us. And after the pressure builds up, so either you're crushed by it or you transform. We transform. That's why we become transformed into diamonds, right? To be gods. That's the final years. Elect right away. They turn right into gods. That's why they go out with Suma. But the rest, right? Right? They still got to stay here and finish the process. They still have to go through tribulation right here. Still here. Okay. Right? So it'll take a little more. I guess maybe since they're silver, I guess it takes a little more pressure to take silver to turn into gods. Because they said they had to transform that silver to be like gold. That's what it says in Malachi, right? So I guess it takes a little extra pressure to turn silver into gods. The deck was turned, but they had to go through, stay here longer, a little longer, to make the transformation if they make it all. The problem is, will they make transformation? Will they be crushed? Will they make transformation? Will they be crushed? Will they make the transformation? Will be crushed? Right now, don't look like they're going to make the transformation because they ain't focused. That's what I'm seeing. You understand that, brothers and sisters? So that means America right now, in order for for Adam to do all the stuff they did, right? They had to be in a constrained situation. That means they had to be world rulers. Remember, there was no world rulers before them, at least not known history. 6,000 years. That's why Adam, see, the whole world had to control. He had control of the rule of Earth, and he had control of the whole planet. So therefore, having control of the whole planet, they can force. They had us right in the middle, so they can transform us. They can have pressure. They can force people to do their will, because there's no place else to go. They should leave the planet. Some people did leave the planet before they came on. According to Master Ramah, they went to Mars. You know what I'm saying? So for them to have the power for the last 5 years, they have to control the whole planet. There's no place you can go without outside their reach. They had dominion over everything. I mean, not dominion, but they had control of the planet. But now, after 2020, people have places to go. They got Brexit. They got BRICS. American dollar is not king anymore, right? People get new alliances and all that kind of stuff. That shows America doesn't have the power anymore, because people got someplace else to go. They do other alliances and stuff that show you that America's a paper tiger now, tiger with no teeth. Because in other words, to have control, transformative type of control, you have to have everything has to be constrained, right? So, and for you to have that kind of power over them, but if they can go out, like move around, then, because that's why sanctions doesn't work and stuff anymore. It worked before up to 2020, but we see what happened now. They put sanctions on Russia, and what Russia economy is even better, because they got someplace else to go. They could trade with China, they could trade with all these places. Before that, everybody had to do what America wanted to do. You had to do with the American dollar. You had to have American trade, American this. Right? And then what had Iran? They put all this pressure, mass pressure on Iran, and Iran become a power over there. They got the biggest missile inventory of the whole planet. It's very technological. They ain't like the Jinn. Remember, the Jinn had nothing to do with this. That's not this year. They got industry. They build their own missiles. They build their own weapons. Not in Arabia. Arabia don't build their own weapons. Everything they get from the devils. They don't industry anything. We don't want anything to do with that. That's what they're the Jinn. They don't have banks over there. They don't want democracy, right? They don't want capitalism. They don't want any of that. But that was the wisdom of in the deprivation age, and they were supposed to submit to Adam. He was being more control of that. But that wisdom don't work anymore. Because now we're moving to the spring. It shows who the Jinn is right there. But they're different. They manufacturing, they build their own missiles, they build their own drones, everything. They're technologically advanced. Right? Understand? So understand that. So people say, okay, America percent, okay, we go over here. Their power anymore. It shows their phantom power. Their power's control anymore because they say, oh, I'll just go over here. They couldn't do that before. 30, 40, 50 years ago. They had to use the American dollar. America had base all over the world. You had to listen to what America says. Nobody could, you had no place else to go. China was a basket case. Keep you having those jobs. I'm not getting that detail. I don't think I'm going to get into that balance. But keep you having those industrial jobs. They send them to China. Now China's a powerhouse. Keep you having those intellectual jobs. Some that bring Indians over to get them. So keep you having them. Now, India is becoming a giant in technology. Keep you from getting it. I'm not sure I'm going to address that here, brothers and sisters. Would I miss this? Let me see. What would I have here? Oh. You think you're in the garden while there's not befallen you like what fell those past before you. Remember, this is mathematics. I'm trying to show you The mathematics, the angel is all mathematics. The Bible is all mathematics. It's just that the angel is a higher level of mathematics. Like you have multiplication, but within multiplication you have addition. Multiplication is more advanced, but within multiplication you have addition and subtraction. So talking about the transition between this world and hereafter, which you have to go through. Those world love this world's life, there's no point hereafter. But here you are right here. The bottom line is, I was explaining this, is that you're here in America, you're being under attack constantly from every aspect. So you're trying to find a way, and talk about this in Exodus where they told to build that brass stick and put a brass serpent on this stick, which is talking about the cross, and Jesus supposed to be a Jew. And if you understand Daniel, that the brass is a false Israel. So the story is in there. But anyway, so here it is. You've been attacked economically, socially, in every respect. So you're trying to find a way to keep from being on the attack. So you got their names. I'm a Christian. All that. Right? I'm gonna work for you. All this stuff now bother you because now you doing what they want you to do, not what you want to do. Like I said, when they hate you, they change you. When they love you, they don't change you. They hate 100%. It means they hate 100%. That clown was other. I showed that video. Oh man, look how evil they are. No, America's the evil one. Talking about Iran government is evil. No, you're the evil one. You're the one causing all the trouble. See? You don't want to cause all. Oh well, and we're going to do the children. What are you doing to the Palestinian children? The bombing and burning was 100,000 dead and everything. Come on, boy, these people are sick. Anyway, take energy to go to school, to work for them, all the stuff. No critical, all the stuff you're doing, right? And this shield shows that you're protection against them because now you being where they want you to be. We take energy for that. As long as you're that, they ain't going to bother you. Because you got protection. Your protection is that you got the American dream. You're going along with them and everything else. That's your protection, your bubble, right? Christian, everything. What happens? Then you got this promised land over here. It takes energy to get the best part of planet Earth because you're the worst part. That's why you're in the worst part of Asia. Part of the reason because you couldn't afford to be on the west part of Asia anymore. Couldn't afford to live in that mansion, so now I live in a trailer. They didn't have enough energy moving back in the mansion, but you miss mansion energy. So here, you say, okay, you get this vision. You say, oh, I got enough energy to get this. But now you got to let this go over here. Remember, you got the shield, you got to let it go. You got the job go, you got all this stuff go over here. Because it takes energy. It's the quality of energy it had to protect you from them. Or lightning bolts and everything else. So what happens is you let all that go, but now you expose. Now they're attacking you. They was attacking you before. But now they're attacking you directly. Why? Because the way Master Muhammad does this is he brings their economy to a screeching halt. He brings their religion to a screeching halt. By taking out false Israel, all of a sudden, but no, all the energy you had in here, hold on. All the energy you had in here, that you was doing this stuff, I'm a Christian, all this stuff. Going to church, you had spent energy to do that to keep them from attacking you. He's a terrorist, whatever. But you let that go in order to get this. And now, it's happening directly. Because the economy was gone. It was attacking with the economy, it was attacking with the government, the politics, everything. All that's gone because Master Muhammad just shut all that down. He took the oil, he shut all that down. So now they come out of the woodwork. They attack you directly, kill them. Public security alert, whatever, right? Kill them. What happened? You flee. And they chase you until, remember, I know you say we're on the West Coast. Yeah, I'm just showing you a short version. And get there because it's on this side. Stuff down the slag. You see what I'm saying? So they follow, they chase you as far as they can, but then you inherit it. You take it. That's your land. We understand, brothers and sisters. Because the winter's over. Winter's dying. Spring has arrived. And a different version. Okay, here you are, same thing again. Right? Here's your vision here. Farrakhan, his job was to tell you, forget about this, stay here. Forget about that part of planet Earth. Even the lessons say, but you know, we're going to stay here. There's something right there, right? Okay. That's what happens. Okay, well, you don't let this go. You say, I ain't, man, I don't know about no Arabian none. I'm holding on here. Maybe holding on to demons, man, because the demons say they're going to take America and fix it, whatever. We stand here. We don't have a vision for that anymore. So you hold on here, mortgage and everything, whatever, right? Maybe going to be fair, whatever, right? So at some point, he says, okay, well, you sold your birthright. I'm going for the American dream, man. So you sold your birthright. So Jacob, that's so right. So you know, all right, man, I ain't going to please. You stay here. I said, drop the American dream. Give me that vortex. And you stay here. Take yourself from this here, with whatever economy you have. Then what? And if it's destroyed, you destroy with it. That's the danger you guys have. You understand? Hmm? It says, whenever thousand years be Satan loose out of prison, this is chapter 20. Millennia's already passed. They try to tell us in the future. And we'll go out, make the nations the four corners, and God can make Magog against American Britain. And city heaven and love step down out of fire of heaven, ate them down. They tell you the destruction will be when they go, when they false in the Middle East, false Israel. We'll put it this way. I have this in the right place here. Okay. So it says that here, since when they surround the old city, it says fire will come out of heaven, and that's those two trumpets, right? The first and second one. Talking about. So that's when that's going to happen. So in other words, when they get in the Middle East, that's when the full moon's going to blow while they're still in the Middle East. Okay? Let's see, anything else here, brothers and sisters? Here it is. Culture age, you had that with enough food. Earth wasn't producing that much because energy deprivation too. They had to force it, the land to produce. So that's what farming. If somebody do the farming, backbreaking farming, that's what they do. You don't go and buy a broken down mule, you buy a mule that can work. And so we was the best workers. They tried their own people, it didn't work. They indentured servants, they tried the Native Americans, that didn't work. Right? Who's the best? Producers. We have been in the field, enslaved, pressed, whatever. Then come industrial age, and then we still slaves, but slaves in the factory. It was called plants, and they changed the factory because they made too good for you. And then, age. Doing okay, getting pressure and everything else. Industrial age keep you from getting control. They had taskmaster stuff over you, but then this could be because they didn't know what to do. You know what to do. They beat you and everything, make you keep doing it. Then you got industrial age, so forth, right? That's the beginning of the computer age, right? Use the best at it. Use raising cities and towns, and they burn them all down. So that's why you went to sell your jobs to China. They didn't want you to have them. And then come the industrial, then come the AI age. Now you're more powerful folks. Now you're controlling their system, controlling the environment, everything else with their system. Understand, brothers and sisters? Ages. It's to our advantage, each one. Cultural age. Industrial age. AI age. Getting better and better. We're the best at it. So I explained that to you before. The plagues are coming. This day, one, and they tell you America to repent and all this bullshit. No, give it back to her. She has have you and double. It's a commandment. We're supposed to do double than they did to us. That's what happened during tribulation. See? It means she glorifies something and rain so much you give her torment and money. According to heart, she's saying, I am setting queen and will now and money and not I should see. Do this, and one day will come the plagues of her death, mourning, famine, and fire will be burned down, because Lord God having judged her. And you go in and figure this out if you want. Like I said, I can tell you exactly what it means. I'm not going to hear. Let me close up, brothers and sisters. Here are tombstones. And just as weeds are gathered and burned in fire, so shall be the end of the age. The Son of Man will set forth angels, and they will gather out of the kingdom all the stumbling blocks, and those committing lawlessness. All the demons will gather them all out. Burn with fire. And then they will still, and someone will set forth angels, they will gather out of his kingdom. See, before this is the other kingdom. This is his kingdom. It's the demons and stuff here. That was kingdom. It's his kingdom. He's going to get the ones that's the original people. Standing by those commit laws that they're going to take. The weeds and stuff, they're going to be burning in the fire. That's mercy, just burn them up. But then the other ones, right? And they will throw them in the furnace of fire. So those that was against it, resist it, right? If they get wiped out right away, right? They were thrown into a furnace of fire, tormented day and night. We had the mercy that demons got. Demons just get burned up. He's going to be tormented. Okay, I'm going to close out, brothers and sisters. I think Me? Yeah, you. I'm the devil. I follow like son. The nation, why is so rich? Why is the son multi-millionaire? People think about to get their mind back. Their mind and that kind of attitude, you better watch out. Energy mismanagement. Like a freak. He will be a freak hereafter because he has nothing up here in his brain. Up here. I'm leaving there, brother, sisters. You understand? Assalamu alaikum.